love English and I love stories, but soon after I actually started teaching, I realized it was all about the people. So I got into it for different reasons and I stayed.
I came here after working at a television station for 5 or 6 years to be the first TV production person here at Sterling. So I went back to school, got my teaching certificate, and became a teacher. So
both my parents were teachers. My wife's in education. I'm surrounded by teachers, and I just absolutely love what I do and share my passion with everybody else.
I went into teaching because I had very inspirational teachers in elementary and high school.
It kind of happened by accident. I took a job at a school for students with special needs as an aide, and it just fit really well, and I never turned back. I've been doing it ever since.
I wanted my summers off.
I got into teaching partly because I wasn't going to be a lawyer, but the other one is because I wanted to fulfill my father's dream. My father always wanted to be a teacher.
So I got into teaching because I wanted to change careers from the lab, but I wanted to stay in science and I wanted to coach, and
I just love working with kids.
I wanted to be able to share my language and culture with as many people as possible.
My mom and dad were teachers, my aunts and uncles were teachers. It was something I always wanted to do.
I got into teaching by accident because I found out, as to a family member, found out I was pretty good at it by accident.
I got into teaching because when my professional basketball dreams kind of died, I became a psychology major, special education minor, and I wanted to coach, and teaching and coaching kind of coincide.
So I was surrounded by teachers. My father was a teacher, my uncles, my sisters, and just I loved being in school. I loved, doing things in their schools with them. So I think it was just always wanting to be part of a school community.
When I was in high school, I was told by other peers and by teachers that I was really good at explaining things to other kids. So I kind of took that and ran with it.
Mainly I just wanted to help other young artists get into the field and give them experiences so they could go forth and be artists as well.
And I went on to work at a finance firm, sat me at a desk, looked at a computer screen, made phone calls all day, and I hated it. And then I remembered, how much I liked, coaching, teaching, working with kids, working in a high school. So that's what drew me in.
I knew as a child that I wanted to be a teacher, and I always used to play teacher in school when I was growing up in my basement, and I also wanted to coach.
Yeah, a lot of it is relationships. I love coaching. I love developing relationships with students.
At first it was just to connect with kids, and then also my love of reading, so I wanted to spread that to kids too.
I actually did not want to be a teacher for a long time because I didn't want to follow, my mom and my brother. They both became teachers, and I didn't want to just feel like I was copying them. But I always loved science, and I loved chemistry.
I think one of the reasons that I love working in high school and in this field is the amount of growth and development. When you see a student come in as a freshman in 9th grade all the way to when they graduate, as a senior, that progress, growth, development.
I got into teaching because I really like to work with kids.
I got into teaching because I felt that I could make a difference in at least one person or child's life.
Because I knew I wanted an interactive job, not just one where you sit in an office. And I like Spanish, so it was kind of the perfect combo.
Because I wanted to help students and help kids learn.
Because I like to help individuals grow and reach their goals.
A teaching job fell in my lap, and I was applying for grad school, so I took the teaching job and it just stuck. I loved it, and I'm where I'm supposed to be.
I got into teaching because I love being around kids and I love helping people, and I feel like I am making a difference.
I wanted to help people, and I thought helping students at a younger age, as in the teenage and formative years, would be the best way to do so.
Initially, it was because I was asked to coach wrestling. I was working somewhere, and the wrestling coach at the time asked if I would like to coach the middle school team, and in order to do that, I had to get a subbing certificate, and from there it just continued with my journey as becoming a teacher.
Earlier, I wanted to do something with sports, and I had 2 phys ed teachers in high school who I really admired, both of my coaches in high school. And when I got to college, my junior year, I decided, I want to give phys ed a try.
As a alumnus of Sterling, many of the teachers that I had
guided me towards wanting to become a teacher.
The reason I got into teaching was because I wanted to make a difference, and I also love talking about math every day.
Yeah, I wanted to do something I felt like made a difference, which I feel like I'm doing now. I felt like from day one.
Because I love kids, and I love educating, and I love making a difference.
That's really why I got into teaching. I just wanted to help kids grow.
I got into teaching because I started volunteering, teaching in the special ed gym class, and from there, it just changed my passion for teaching and working with special education students.
So I got into teaching because originally I was a student athlete. I really loved being around athletics and I wanted to coach. So it was coaching that kind of led me to the discovery that teaching was going to be the avenue to do that. And so I went into teaching and studied social studies.